Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru. And y'all know I love helping the sisters align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. Yeah, I'm on here to talk about what's going on with me tonight, y'all. Oh my gosh. At the club. I am not at the club. Oh, uh, uh, oh, oh. Who remembers the snake? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, y'all. No life. Y'all know I don't have a life if I'm dancing to this music, okay? It's got a little funky beat. How y'all doing? Who's here? Hey, Peg. I owe you a response. You know what? I might talk about what it's like to be a businesswoman tonight. Tell me if you want me to talk about it a little bit tonight, Peg. But yeah, wow. I am on a journey right now, y'all. This thing is crazy. What's up, Mystic Storm? My Tennessee goddess, baby. She even works in my city. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Thank you. You know, I'm loving these lives too. It's like, man, have you gone live today, Tyra? And I'm like, no. I just came in from cutting the grass. I'm sweaty. I smell like grass. Um, got on some beat up tennis shoes. And yeah, it's not pretty over here. um, so yeah. I wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about what is happening in my life. And maybe I can teach y'all something about what's it like when you're on the spiritual journey. I've had such an amazing day. Um, every day. Okay, this just gave me so much life. Like if I didn't have life, I have life now because of Peg. Oh, and you too, Mystic Storm. Oh my gosh. You know, the reason I did this, and I know y'all have heard me say this, is I have been feeling like I don't really know if I have anything to talk about. And so one of my coaches says, when you resist doing something, then that's the very thing you need to do in your business. And so I was like, okay, I've got to go live regularly. Hey, Queen, how you doing, Eileen? All right, we know you about to get home and get comfortable and all that kind of good stuff. Drive safely, sister. But yeah, I was like, I want to share what's happening in my world because, well, you know what? Maybe one day I'll die. What if I died and I hadn't told anybody this? And the other thing is, I like logging what I'm going through. You're so sweet. Yes, I am definitely resting. And I forgot to say, this has been a great experiment because one of the things I want to do is to show myself that I can set a schedule for when I'm coming on and I can go live, multiple times a week and I'm good because that's ultimately what I want to do. And so this has been a great experiment. It is showing me, first and foremost, y'all are going to show up, that I don't sound like a broken record, even if sometimes we have to just remember, repetition is the mother of skill. But I am multi passionate. Not sure if I've ever heard that. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, that is me. I am very multi passionate. Another way of saying that is I'm into everything. Like I could be real scattered, right? And so when you're multi-passionate, you need an outlet. And going live every day has been a great outlet for this multi-passionate person because we've talked about everything. And maybe that's what I'm supposed to do more of. That was the thing. I was like, I need to figure out what do the sisters need to hear. So y'all are just making me feel so good. Oh my gosh, it's so much love. It's healing balm. It's healing balm. Thank you. And I love you all too. So, well, y'all know I have the mini retreat coming up, the retreat to reset. getting started off with this new lunar cycle, which is an eclipse. And so that is this upcoming Tuesday. I would love to have y'all. Today was amazing. I spoke at the Cauldron of Wisdom, and I talked about Oshun, and I'm eclectic, so it was like, how do you work with Oshun from the different systems? And one thing that I left out of that, Eileen says she loves all the lives too. Um, I want y'all to know that in every last person who's spoken to me this evening, I know for a fact that y'all are on the same trajectory, y'all on the same path. We are doing similar work. And yes, there is a replay peg. Yes, there's always a replay for anything I do. If there's not, then I don't know why I wouldn't do a replay. Yeah, there's a replay, mama. And one of the best things I want, let me just put y'all on pause for a minute. One of the things that I love about these mini retreats that I do, if you think about what I did for the full moon, but what you get with the new moon is you're going to get, I recorded a hypnosis today. So you're going to get a hypnosis track that's about abundance, because that's what Taurus is about, abundance. And I'm going to create a meditation, a mindfulness meditation track for you to use. So it's like you get extra stuff. You're going to get actually a course like this. I really should be charging more money, but I'm just putting it together. So next year it's going to be more, or next in the fall, it'll be more money, because I'm putting in there my eclipse masterclass. I'm going to record some videos so y'all can understand that. And then the retreat will be interactive and experiential. We're on Zoom. It's not a live stream, it's on Zoom. So we'll all be gathered together, and it'll be a lot of connection going on. It'll be somewhat different from the live stream. We're very connected here, but it's on Zoom. And yeah, it's fun. Like the last one was so fun. So, hi, Natalia. Welcome. Um, wow. Okay. Never looked at it that way. If I transition without giving all of myself and speaking my truth to heal and heal others. Yes. So, what I have done at every phase, well, ever since I became a mom, I think is when it started. I started recording, and whatever I felt like I might forget this, I'll record it. So, like, when my sons were like my older son, when he learned how to use the potty, that was an experience. I was like, I got to record this and give people tips and pointers. Or, like, once young ladies started having babies, I just started thinking of everything I could think of, what I did as a mom and put it in videos. Or I even wrote some blogs and some articles. And then, like, the latest things that I've been doing is recording my perimenopause journey. Sucked. Oh my God, it was so hard. But I have friends now. They're going through what I was going through. It's textbook. They're going through it just like I did. So, I'm going to dig up those videos. And so I also have been logging what it's like to be a new entrepreneur, because it is definitely something that you have to understand. Woo, it's a lot. It's doable, and I say it's the wave of the future. And my thing always is, why should it be hard for everybody else? If I already know, I should tell people, like, this is what we need to be doing with each other. It might be some stuff I'm not going to tell you, like what I did to initiate. No, if you want to initiate, you're gonna have to come up on here in here with trust and the mother, right? Maybe some stuff like that. I won't tell you. But look, entrepreneur, perimenopause, whatever I can remember about being a mom, I'm bearing it all, baby, because maybe I have something that other folks don't have. And the other thing I know for sure, as a woman of color, a Black woman, we need to be represented up in these spaces, which is taking me back to, I will say, the cauldron was very, the wisdom cauldron that I participated in today or taught in was very diverse. in the sense that I did see women of color, and then I saw women of different ages. We're not, it wasn't just all young women. Because a lot of times in the spiritual space, y'all, I'm just being 100. I love the young sisters. I'm supporting y'all. Y'all the next generation. I'm gonna need y'all to go on ahead and get it together because y'all gonna carry it on, carry it forward. And I want y'all to make money doing this. I want you to make your living doing this if that's what you want to do. But it was very intimidating for me coming in, late 40s, early 50s. So yeah, we older women, we're gonna show up and represent in this. And I need the sisters, I need y'all to show up. Our voices need to be heard. Our spin on things need to be heard. We are the new generation. And so let's turn it up. So yeah, let me share what's going on with me. Let me see if there's anyone else who's joined. Yes. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. I guess I will take off these old dirty sneakers. So I knew that this time was going to be really different, but I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen because when we are dealing with eclipses, we're dealing with fated events. It's like destiny type things are happening. So that's one of the reasons I go on and on about eclipses. So when your eclipses happen in your first and seventh, fourth and 10th houses, change gonna come. It's gonna be big changes for you. Okay. It is inevitable as I see it. The kind of change sort of depends. Are you going with it or are you going against it? Are you aware that you're having this transit? A lot of people are not. Most of us have lived through eclipses and had no idea. We just realized something is happening, right? Um, and when you have eclipses in the first and seventh house, those are the ones that really catch my attention. I'm humble with those. If you have eclipses on your moon or your sun, then that will create change. Doesn't matter what house they're in. Okay. So, yeah, I knew this change was going to be a big deal, but I wasn't quite sure how it was going to happen. Um, Part of this eclipse is happening in the house of my body, but it's in Scorpio because Scorpio is my first house. So I was like, whatever I got to do to take care of my health and wellness, that's what I'm going to do. I was like terrified. I was going to have something like bad news or something like that happen. So far, so good. And so if it doesn't affect your body, then it'll swing your life in a whole new direction. Now, what I will say is you may not necessarily, and this is especially if you have the South Node in your first house, it may not necessarily be that you're gonna like I'm feeling a change in my body, but not necessarily anything due to illness. It has more to do with these releases that I have been having have been so strong. The words that I will use is I am getting gutted. I am getting gutted. When I tell y'all the kinds of cries that I have been doing ever since these eclipses came into my first house, the part that's about purging and release, like I've had so much sadness come out of me. I have had like it's thoughts come back to me and maybe it's I'll give you an example. And some of it is like all mixed in with other energy, like the Venus retrograde. That was a hard retrograde for me. It was very, very hard emotionally. Um, because it made me remember my initiation. And if anybody who was there, godmother included, if you see this video, it's just, it's just what it was. And sometimes things happen and, it's just we got to work it out. Initiation is not perfect. And one thing that has been coming up for me is that there have been doors and things left open for my initiations. And so, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember during that Venus retrograde, it was a lot that came up where I thought about things that happened during my initiations, and I literally was like, "I am pissed. Something was missed. I was misunderstood, and I am effing pissed." It was just like that. It's one of the reasons I am extremely careful. You can ask any sister who works with me. I go out of my way to be extremely respectful. I'm like, "How's everybody doing?" It's why I treat everyone the way that I do, because it doesn't take much just to be thoughtful, and I do know in the initiation space, things will happen that are for that person, even though it looks like they're not treating that person nicely. It'll look like somebody lashed out at somebody, and it can potentially come through as like it was just a bad moment or whatever, but I hope I'm making sense. Y'all let me know if I'm making sense, because I feel like I sound crazy because 'cause I'm not giving full details. Because to be honest with y'all, to a certain degree, I'm fortunate that when I release stuff, I really can forget it. But I just remember feeling a little bit wounded at times during my initiations, and so it's like I've had to purge and release and tie up some loose ends. I don't know if y'all heard me mention that I am doing 90 days of mindfulness. So I go live every day and I make sure I do a mindfulness practice every day, because at my Sacred Feminine Mysteries initiation, I was so confused about it was something, a choice I was supposed to make, but I wasn't told what the choice was, because it's like the initiation is between me and the mothers, me and the goddess, me and my ancestral mothers. And I said that I was going to sacrifice my stinking thinking. The first reading I got from my godfather, okay, good. I'm glad that you're catching me. The first reading that I got from my godfather, he said, well, the reading said that I had dark deceased energy around me. Like when I tell y'all, I have been through, like, I get the worst readings initially. It's like I'm off. Everybody's catching on faster than me. It just seems like nothing's working out for me in the beginning. I remember thinking, this is the worst reading I could potentially ever get, you know? And he was like, I bet you have stinking thinking. It was whatever was in the reading. He was like, the dark deceased are showing you that your stinking thinking is gonna land you in um make you become a dark deceased if you don't take care of it. So I was like, okay, duly noted. It is something I have dealt with. This mind, the runaway mind. My mind has like had me imprisoned at times. And so um I said I sacrificed this, you know, this mindset. And it was like, no, that's not the right answer. I was like, okay, what is the right answer? And all of a sudden, recently, I woke up, I was like, "That was the right answer." And I wish I had just been like, they say it's not the right answer. I wish I'd been more rebellious back then. I was very just open and just listening, um, doing my best to be, teachable and just really open to whatever changes I needed to make. And my godmother is a powerhouse, like, for real, I would say 90% of everything that she said to me is on point. 10%, I should have just been like, "Okay, I just need to just take the reins and figure out what I'm gonna do." And so, it's like I'm finishing up initiation, so I'm on 90 days of mindfulness. Then I went through that NLP training. That thing was an initiation. Me and Azizi, we would come back to our hotel room every night like, "Oh my god." Like, I literally when I move energy out of me right now and all that releasing that I did in my NLP training, it literally feels like energy has been taken out of my body and now there's space. And I had like this deep, deep cry. Azizi had gone. She had a friend in Atlanta and she had gone to hang with her friend. And we were doing timeline techniques. And so we do 2 there. live with our other practitioner buddies, or we our students, our co-students, and then we were supposed to do the other three in the hotel room. And I remember when I finished, I was I'm gonna tell y'all, this is what came through. First we released anger. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember what I released for anger. That one was I don't know. I don't remember what I released for anger. Oh, yes, I do. I think I released something that happened to me when I was 3 years old. I witnessed violence in my home between my parents. So, um, you always have to release anger and sadness together. So I had no idea because I knew that 3-year-old little girl, that was a scene that just kept playing in my mind. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. This is something that is truly dictating things in my life right now at 52. Well, wait a minute. I was 51 at that point, at 51. So I was like, I got to do something about this. So I knew that one. But when it was time for me to release sadness, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to release. So when we do the timeline techniques, one of the things we do is we go back. Well, you can go you can look at it. Was it before you were born, during your birth or your gestational time? Or was it um, before your birth? And if it was before your birth, is it generational or is it other lifetime? Let me take a sip. I just cut the grass, so I'm thirsty. So, y'all, let me tell y'all what came through. Woo. So, y'all have heard me talk about my mama died at 50. Her mother died. I think my grandmother died when she was in her late 30s and mid to late 30s. And then my great grandmother died as a teen, is what I have been told. And I've done a lot of releasing work around that and making sure that I say my grandmother's name and my great grandmother's name. Of course, my mother's name, she is revered. And so, I was like, okay, I thought I was doing good. But when I did these timeline techniques, what it did was it took me back to, um, ooh, this is hard. Ugh, I guess I have some more releasing to do. It's just, ooh, it took me back to the day my grandmother died. Because when my grandmother died, May Rose, she she had probably 7 or 8 children. And I know the majority of them were young. They were very, very young. Because my mama was, I think, 4, and there was 2 younger than her. And so I got taken back to that moment. I never thought about this moment, nothing. I just went with what my subconscious mind gave me. And what ended up happening was there was some sadness that my mama picked up that I picked up from my mom. And so I had to release that sadness. I had to release the sadness in that whole room, like for my grandmother who died. I had to release that sadness or whatever. So when I released that, I felt this energy come out of me. I don't know. I felt off. I really felt off. And I now think about the sisters who I've done this with. Some of them feel a little bit off after that. And yeah, we need to talk about that, Peg. That's deep. That is deep. Wow. Much honor. Yeah, we need to talk about that. That's important. So I came back to the room and then I started just releasing all this stuff and greetings, Virgo Bliss. Greetings, Bliss. Now we know her name is Bliss. I started releasing all of this stuff and just remembering a lot of stuff. I can't remember everything, but just cry, 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 like deep, deep cry, deep, deep cry. So Fast forward to now, where I'm in the thick of these eclipses and other things in my chart happening that are extremely spiritual and transformational. And I've started going through this certification because I want to be better at building community and holding space for women. And so I knew when I started going through this, I was like, it's called Sister Circle. I knew when I started going through Sister Circle that it was going to be a big deal. And I just said to the ancient mothers, my guides, I said, mothers, I'm going to be humble. I'm going to be teachable. I'm going to allow myself to be held in this program and or this initiation is what I call it. Um, and whatever y'all want me to, whatever I'm supposed to work on, that's what I'll do. Because of course, I could come into this like I'm twice initiated priestess. I know all of this stuff for the most part. Just show me how to run my circles so I can start doing it. But I said, no, 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 no. Hey, Ashley, how are you? Welcome, Queen. Um, I said, "No, I'm gonna go on ahead and just I'm gonna be I'm in initiation." That's what I said to myself. I'm initiating. So the second week we had to initiate, I had to I went through this process of what is it that you need to do to show up? Like what you gonna do to make sure you show up and you hold space for women. Hey Felicia Queen, you hold space for women. You uh don't hide, because a lot of people will go through stuff like this and they don't show up. It's a lot of priests and priestesses, they don't show up. They don't do their priest and priestess work for other people. It's great if they just do it for themselves. I will say I that is like totally understandable. That's true. Oh my god. Ashley and Felicia logged on at the same time. This is crazy. They have the same birthday. They are truly twins. Hello, Queen Cindy Jones. How are you? So, what I said was that, and I'm just being 100 with y'all. I have often felt like, in Mystic Storm, I want to hear what you think about this because you live here in the same area as me. I just feel like I don't need to tell everybody what I do, and they don't need to know about my spirituality because folks ain't ready. And I don't need anybody trying to convert me or trying to tell me I'm wrong. It's a waste of my time. It's just like I don't have time. People have tried. I tell people all the time. There's this one homeschool lady I used to hang out with, and she was like, "I've been praying for you." I'm like, "You can pray for me. If Craig, the pastor, my husband, could not change me, you cannot do it. Stop wasting your breath and your time." Suffice it to say, she got cut. Little evangelical lady. Um, okay, that was not nice. Let me stop. Okay, I take it back. Um, so I said that I was gonna just I'm not lying about who I am anymore. Like I'm too old. I'm 52. I don't what if I'm gone next year? I would have wasted the last little bit of time I have here on this earth hiding my truth. When when last I checked, everybody else is out the closet. They just talking about what they do, who they are, and all that kind of good stuff. Ah, so let me tell y'all what one of my coachees said this week. God got a sense of humor. I was like, oh my God, no truer words have been spoken. Let me tell you what the mothers did for me this week. Well, last week I had posted something, and I posted both. I multi, if I post in one place, I post in other places. So I had posted on my Facebook page. This is my actual business page because I don't post my stuff on my personal page. And, my one of my oldest, dearest friends tagged my husband, who is not on my business page. She tagged him like, "I got your back, Craig. She look good, and Imma protect Imma make sure nobody's trying to" I had posted a picture of my haircut, and she's so beautiful, and Imma make sure that nobody, tries to get up on her or whatever. I'm like, "Toya, no, do not tag Craig. Don't do it, Toya." I didn't do anything because I already knew the mothers, they were sitting around. I just imagine they just sit like in this circle. And sometimes I even kinda feel like they watch me on a screen, and they're like, "Let's see what she gonna do. Is she gonna panic because Toya tagged Craig on her business page? Let's just see." I was like, "I ain't falling for it." I'm like, "Whatever." I'm like, "Hey, Craig don't have nothing to worry about." I love that Toya. So then Imma give y'all another funny. So the mothers were like, "Well, you ain't really said nothing to nobody. You really haven't proclaimed, that you a goddess and you a priestess and you love studying witchy ways and African spirituality, and really everything. Like, I don't limit myself, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I don't really know what to do because I don't like just making random posts like this." So I was trying to get in touch with Emily Morrison, the lady who's running the, Cauldron of Wisdom, and, wow. Hold on one second. I'm gonna come back to Mystic Storm because I freaking love that. Oh my god. So, I, thought I was writing to Emily Morrison. I just guess I chose just an Emily off of my page off of in my messenger. And next thing I know, I'm like, "Why is Emily not writing me back?" Because I was sending her messages and everything. And I looked today, I was like, "Oh my god, this is not Emily, the wise woman, witchy type Emily. This is Emily, the Christian." And I saw that she had seen it, but I don't know. I guess I was just like, "Emily." I just see Emily, I'm not paying attention to the last name, and it was Emily the Christian. I was like, "Oh my god." I'm outed to Emily the Christian, which most Christians around here know I'm different because they don't hear me quoting no scripture. They don't hear me talking about how much I love Jesus. They don't hear me doing none of that. That's what they do, but they know I'm not doing none of that, right? They know I'm different. Man, I know I'm that different. So I said, "Okay, is this how we doing it? Is this how we doing it?" Okay, let me read. Hey, Fallon. Yeah, Fallon has watched me. Fallon is another one. She knows. Fallon knows. I'm just gonna keep doing me. Okay, let's see here. Okay. I have been a little more open with people, but I know when not to say anything. Yeah. We are down here in the dirty South in the Bible Belt. So yeah, I'm telling you, I tell people I'm the spook that's set by the door a lot of times. I'll be sitting listening to what everyone is saying. And look, Mystic Storm, I would go to church because my husband's a pastor. I would go to church and people would pull me aside and they would say, "I don't know what it is about you. I'm about to tell you something that I never told anybody else." And they would like tell me they dark secrets, the things that they're struggling with. I'm like, "What the world is going on?" I used to have people beg me to come to their churches. They're like, "We just like your energy." I'm like, "I got a church. My husband's a pastor. Leave me alone." So they can tell our energy. They can tell our energy. Oh, but let me tell y'all what Mystic Storm said because she lives down here with me. Oh, let me take that. I used to work for a church music publisher, and my boss thought I was Christian. Oh my god. And you want me to tell you something? I had a friend who worked at Belmont, and she had to profess her love for Christ, to work there. I think it was Belmont. If it wasn't Belmont, what's the other school that's here? Anywho. Okay, Natalia can relate. Yeah. The community is here. I'm womaning in silence. I love it. Yeah. You're right, Eileen. I need to speak my piece. I just had something like that happen to me at work. When I don't like people at work, I don't like when people I don't know say they're going to pray for me, especially to Jesus. I don't know how. Yeah. You want me to tell you something that I have started thinking about, and that is Honestly, no, okay, so this is another result of this spiritual awakening. This stems from it happened today. It's like time actually is even I'm like getting confused on time, to be honest with you. I don't even care what people's religion is, to be honest with you. And when people say that they are going to pray for me, now if they're praying for me because they're saying I'm wrong in my spirituality, that's where I draw the line. But just if people want to pray for me, I receive it. My husband's a Christian, so I do not bash Christians. My mama was a Christian. I don't bash Christians. I don't bash anybody, anything. Now, I will go to defense. I will push back. Can y'all hear me? Something happened and it lost. Let me see what my settings. Make sure it's the microphone. No. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Test, test, test. Because I don't see the bars on my speaker. My speaker. Okay, the volume is working. Let me go all the way down and see if y'all are letting me know if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank y'all. And so I let me put this cord up. Y'all see All Things Relax Studio? They helped me learn how to do my sound and stuff. And G said it's always a cord, typically. It's not the microphone, it's the cord, and I can tell you it's that cord. So what ended up happening is I have started getting to this place of like I can see what's really going on with people. No matter what they tell me, I can sort of see something beyond the words or, like beyond the problem. I can see it. And some of this stems from this NLP that I've been doing. Like this morning, I just woke up. I remember hearing them talk about most any problem we have is a metaphor for it's a metaphor for something that's going on in the subconscious mind. It's a metaphor for our life. And so if we can see a problem as a metaphor. And so and then the other thing too is like I talked to y'all about this, the ability to understand that I can accept everybody right where they are because I understand we literally are just a bunch of programs, we're a bunch of opinions, we're a bunch of beliefs, identities, and so everybody's just operating from their level of identity. The only thing that matters to me is that I continue to open myself up to more of whatever is inside of me. And that's just leading me to this place of feeling 100% supported by the universe. I have been in these moments, especially when I was pregnant and when I was yeah, when I was initiating and maybe the day my mom died since I was right there with her when she breathed her last breath, where it's just you're just in energy. That's it. That's all that exists in that moment. And that's what I've been feeling right now. And so it's like not feeling super mad about stuff, like everything is completely and totally okay. That is not normal for me, but that is how I feel. And I've heard people talk like this, like they have zero worries because they have a extreme deep trust in the universe, in God, or in whatever this higher power is that exists. And so what ended up happening too today was this experience that I had of me embracing. It was like I took in a it's like sometimes I've envisioned there's these other selves of me, and I hope I don't sound crazy. Oh my god. This is why people sometimes don't like talking about spirituality because it's so odd, but this is really what, like, there's so much more than this physical reality. But there was this part of myself, and this is a lifetime that I saw. She looks like from the lifetime where I was a priestess, perhaps in Nigeria, and it was as if we merged. We became one. And then the next thing I know, the day I initiated as a priestess of the sacred feminine mysteries, I saw this version of myself. My mother, who was on the other side at that time, she took me and showed me myself. It was like up on this high ledge above the ocean, and I have on all this blue. It's like this blue head covering of some sort, and it has like sequence blue on it. It's more of like, deep blue, sea blue, cerulean blue, royal blue, something like that. And then I have on this long flowy dress, and I'm just standing there on top of the ledge looking out over the ocean. And I always knew that was me. I didn't know what to do with this vision. Well, today that version of myself brought me up into her. So I brought my priestess self from another lifetime into me, and then she brought me up to her. And it just made me feel like this level of deep acceptance. It made me say, I've got to let the sisters know the more we accept ourselves and love ourselves and be in relationship with ourselves, that's actually what's going to unlock our superpowers and is what's going to heal us. Another thing that came to me this morning, see, this is why I was like, oh my God, this is like coming so fast. Is I woke up and I was having problems getting out of the bed because I'm working on myself, not staying up so late and getting up early in the morning because that's my best time. And I don't know, this thought came to me that I was like, I don't know why all these years I've criticized myself for not being, and y'all just hear me when I say this, okay? Because it's really good, okay? I didn't know why I have been so hard on myself for not being as good as Craig. Craig is my husband. And what I mean by that is, well, this is what I said next. I said, I had a lot of trauma happen to me when I was a child. And it happened, like I said, I saw stuff as young as 3. I don't actually remember anything, maybe 2 when we were in North Carolina. But it was a lot of trauma that I witnessed. I was traumatized by things that I witnessed. There was a lot of violence and stuff like that in my home. My dad, he's a good guy, if you ever meet him, he's a good guy. Like, this is all behind us, but he was an alcoholic. It was hell. It was like to live with PTSD. That's what I live with. Like, probably up until a year or 2 ago, I've been very PTSD prone. Never went to therapy. I'm of that generation where maybe we're going to therapy now, but that was not something we did back then. It was like, I didn't even think I was wounded. I have OCD that I've dealt with since I was 14. Compulsive hair pulling since I was 14. I don't know why I didn't think that that was, like, something mental, but it took my younger brother watching Montel Williams, and that's when he was like, "Tyra, you have an OCD." I'm like, "What? Oh my god." Trichotillomania. I looked it up. I'm like, "I did not know this," you know? Like, when I tell y'all I have dealt with a lot of trauma. The crazy part was I didn't know it. And so, when you are traumatized and you show up in life, this hurts my heart because I know how many of us have done this. We have been traumatized. We show up in life and we do things weird. It's like we operate in the world in a very different way, but we just doing what we're living in PTSD. We do what people with PTSD do, but we don't know we have PTSD. And then people criticize us. It's a lot of quirks that I have. I've some of them I've had to sort of like train myself out of them. Some of them I beat myself up for. But then it's like once you know you have this, then the message that came to me today is, you know, I need to let the sisters know we literally can reprogram ourselves. We can do it. It just might take a little time, you know? And so instead of me beating myself up, about not being as like Craig, if he decides he's gonna do something, he's gonna be disciplined, he's gonna get it done. He's very confident. I gotta give y'all a funny about Craig, and I'm gonna look at the comments. Y'all keep commenting, okay? Um, Lipscomb, that's right, Fallon. Thank you. See, Fallon know, because Fallon is from here. Um, Lipscomb is the other college that I had mentioned that they will make you sign that you are a Christian to work there. Crazy to me. Anywho, the other day I was talking to Craig and I was like, "Craig, you still sexy?" Because we in our 50s. I was like, You still sexy, Craig. You look good." Craig was like, "It never crossed my mind that I wasn't sexy." I was like, "Okay." I said, "I always tell my friends, if you want to know how to be confident, just watch these men. They'll show you how to do it." Um, he wasn't raised up in trauma. His parents were peaceful. They weren't perfect. They had their challenges or whatever, but their home was peaceful and just sort of normal. And I always knew I was the one that was from the traumatic home and I was going to have to like figure out, like, I just would watch Craig, like, okay, a normal person does what? And I'm so serious, y'all. I was a lunatic when I first got married. I don't even like, I'm sure Craig was like, "Oh my God, I don't know if I saw this before we got married." Because once I got married, I remember having things happen like, "Oh my gosh, he's talking to me like my dad talked to my mom," which he was not. Perception is projection. So what I perceived on the inside, or projection is perception, how I perceive the inside. I was projecting it onto Craig. And I remember thinking, well, if I'm gonna stay married, I better not do that because he was looking at me like horrified, like, "Why are you yelling like that?" So it's like all these years I've watched Craig like, okay, he doesn't overeat, or when he says, "I'm not gonna overeat anymore, I'm gonna lose weight, no more sweets," he just does it. I'm like, "Really? People do that? Okay, let me watch Craig." But I would just beat myself up because it's like, I don't know why I can't get this done. And this morning, I just had this thought come to me that freed me. Like, no, Craig is the example. I thank the goddess that I have an example in somebody who is so close in proximity to me. But I take myself off the hook and I just say, I'll give myself a little time. I'll get there. All I have to do is just continue to do this healing work and just be willing to face, the things inside of me that have haunted me all these years. I'll get there. And so I'm at this place where it's like I feel like a lot of change is happening. It's happening fast. And I'm getting into a place where, like, where I always wanted to be, where I just like I love myself exactly how I am in all my imperfections and in all my glory. Um and authenticity is a word that I know a lot of us value and treasure. I can show up authentically and just show up and be. I don't have to worry about world events because I know that the universe will take care of it. All I have to worry about is what I'm here to do. If there's something I'm supposed to do for the world event, I will do that. But I have like this deep, profound trust in the great mother, the wisdom of the universe, the divine father. I have the great father, whatever you want to say. I think I'll say the great mother and the great father. I like that. That everything is okay. Everything is okay. Okay, so let's talk. Let me go back. I need to scroll back. Ooh, I missed some comments. Let me see here. Okay. I think I'll put my glasses back on. Hey, Sandy. I do like having spiritual conversations with people, Christians, and making connections to practices. That's one thing I love about my style of spirituality. I get to appreciate everybody's spirituality. I will quote a scripture in a heartbeat. I will put on a Christian song if that's what I'm in the mood for in a heartbeat. Don't care. Somebody posted they were in, I don't know where they were, but it's wherever there was a lot of Muslims and they were singing their prayers. Like it's a country where you can just open the windows and you hear them singing. I was like, oh my God, that's about to put me in trance. I don't care. Just make it spiritual and good, honey. I love it. They gave her, wait a minute, did I miss something up here? Oh, I have missed some comments. Okay, love this. A friend today had someone give her a hard time for posting her Oracle deck pull. Folks better get ready because we are here to stay, honey. It's like Miss Silly. I'm here, honey. I'm here. You can't take me out, mister. I think the younger generation is slightly more open. I agree, Ashley. They gave her the Christian shtick and she held her ground and said, if you have a problem, feel free to unfollow. Love it. Out the closet, peaceful one. Hey, Karen. That is where I am too. I'm out of the cage. I choose me. I posted about Oladumare. Oh, okay. On my Facebook page with a lot of my Seventh day Adventist friends and family. Good for you, Karen. Oh my gosh. We's free. We's free. And guess what? Massa didn't free us. Massa didn't free us, honey. Okay? We freed ourselves. That's what we're looking for. They can tell our energy. Okay, so Peg said she was afraid I wasn't going to make it. So all the time I was like, she doesn't love me because of this or that. Showed me where she did love me, just held on too tight because of this. That is very insightful. I'm very happy for you, Peg. Um, I know that has to be healing for you. I know that has to freed up some energy for you. Yes. So Belmont doesn't require that, Fallon, because Nako worked at Belmont. I don't know if you remember Nako. And I remember it. You know what? I think she had like she's Japanese, she's from Japan, and they were like, "Y'all not religious over there. Are you religious?" And I think it was something like that. I realized that Christianity is one of the few, if only, religions that has this urgency in saving souls. It is true. I do say that I'm gonna be honest with you, Natalia. Girl, I was shocked. I don't know how I got caught up in this. I guess I was just like searching. Kirtan music, I love kirtan. I love kirtan. I love kirtan music. This is some of my favorite music. So I found these people who were singing kirtan here in Nashville at the I can't think of that festival. My mind is not on. Fallon, what's the one over like I don't know. It's like this cultural festival, not the Black African cultural festival, but another one that was more like multicultural. And so I was like, oh, kirtan, like live kirtan. There's people who do kirtan. Let's go do kirtan. And so it turns out these are Hare Krishnas. Okay. I go to somebody's house. They were like, okay, well, we're meeting in these people's houses. Well, I've been to the gatherings for who is this group? Mm, they have a temple in Nashville too, or whatever you call it. It'll come back to me. What is that? IBE. So, there's some people they meet in people's homes. It's nothing, you know, Baha'i. That's it. Thank you. Like the Baha'i, they're gonna meet in people's homes. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, I'll meet at somebody's home. So I go there and it's Hare Krishna people. I'm like, oh my God. And it was weird because the people who were teaching were white males, and the people who were there listening and learning from these white males were people who were from India. And these people had accents. So they were like for real from India. Okay. This is not no American born Indian people, people of Indian descent. These were people from India. I was so confused. What these people were so zealous in what they were doing. I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. So um I find it to be in a lot of traditions. It's annoying at times. Oh my God. Thank the goddess. I am getting to that point where it's like I just can see everybody for like that's just their belief system. And this, I don't know why they landed in that spot. I've been a zealot about eating. I was like hardcore in the 90s, hardcore about eating. So I've been there. Um, and we move on, hopefully, prayerfully. There are lots of witchy women in church. That's interesting, Felicia. I guess they don't call themselves witches, but maybe they have certain ways or something. Because I don't know if I've really noticed that. I was raised mostly Catholic, and that one seemed a little bit not really. I'm a Christian and believer in multiple faiths. Yes, I love that about you, Fallon. Very dogmatic approach and myopic way to view the world. They can sense the energy because it's all the same, just different terms. Oh, yes, I see that. Yes, you're right. When everybody was invited me to their churches. My innate being doesn't know fear. I was able to release that. Ooh, I love that. Oh my gosh, that is a big deal. My higher self and ancestors told me this was a non negotiable for my path calling because fear will paralyze you if you let it. Yes. And I will say there's healthy fear, and then there's the fear that is unfounded. And I always see fear. I'm going to give y'all another way that I started seeing fear, especially once I got on the entrepreneur path, is it's an indication that you're getting to your growth edge, and you can just decide I this fear is just an indication that I'm doing something new. And of course, I will feel this way when I'm doing something new. Um so, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I just say that because I don't know. I just think that sometimes we're going to feel fearful, but it's if fear is stopping you from doing what you are called to do, then that is definitely fear that it's like you just got to walk through it. But I don't know. I feel more like trusting. I used to say you can either be in trust or you can be in fear. And so I'm not going to say I feel fearless. I'm just going to say I feel very centered and peaceful and trusting like I've never felt it before. But this is all because I'm having like huge, big energy being like pulled out of my body because of all of these transits that I'm experiencing, these initiations that I'm going through. It's like it will come out and literally I like I said at the beginning, I just feel gutted. I feel gutted. Oh, that's good. I also did some karmic clearing with my mother. Wait a minute. Your mom, like she was there or you did it inside of you with your mom? Completely changed everything for you for me. Oh my gosh. You're doing really good, Pet. Keep going. Good, Karen. I'm noticing that I'm even more trapped tapped. Let me just say something. I want Fallon, even though y'all can't see her comments because she's on Facebook, but y'all hear me reading her comments. I want Fallon to be an example, and maybe Mystic Storm has expressed this too, of like there are Christians out there who are open and different. Um, just so that we can make sure. Now, and I don't want to tell people what to do, but I will tell y'all, I've had a very hard time with Christians here in Tennessee. It's not fun, and they have witch hunted me, all kinds of stuff. So I'm not letting them off the hook. But by the same token, um, I do love that I can meet people who are Christian and open. Wow, I'm noticing that I'm even more tapped into my intuition. A former colleague complained about my former boss. I asked her, could it be the boss is still grieving the loss of her husband? I love that, Sandy. That is so beautiful. Oh, turned out she was stressing about that. Wow. I love that. How do you do that? Love hearing about your healing journey. No, you don't. Mm-mm. Yes, my Pisces energy. So, what's happening for me in Pisces is my sun, SUN, has been transited for months by Neptune, one of the most spiritual planets. And it has definitely spiritualized me. The nodes went over my natal Neptune, and that I noticed that it's just like something inside of me is opening in terms of spirituality, and I feel more comfortable with like what I say. And people will come back and say, what you told me, it is so, it used to be like I would think, okay, I'm glad to hear that. But I don't know. Like I just kept feeling like so insecure, even though I've been doing this for 20 years. Like, astrology, maybe not 20 years, but readings, divination, intuitive readings, 20 years easily. And still just so much self-doubt. But now I'm like, no, I know what I hear spirit saying. I know exactly what I think I know what's coming through. I don't doubt this. So, it's your dad too is open? My father oh, your dad was an alcoholic and abusive. It's hard when you raised up in that kind of thing. When I meet people who have not been raised up like that, I find it fascinating because they act so different from me. And I think one of the things that I have been the most sad about, but it's okay, is the fact that I lived all those years with that trauma. I didn't realize how traumatized I had been. Me too. Yeah, I really feel like you had it too. What is CPTSD? I never heard of that. Spiritual work is so important. I agree. But I know PTSD, but I'm just trying to figure out what is that C. Oh, plant medicine or plant meditation? Um, some people might be interested in that. Um, wow. The healing center is called Thank you. You must have known I was gonna ask. Um, I am not interested in plant medicine, because of my Pisces energy. Pisces, we have to be careful of anything, in my opinion, but I do believe in plant medicine. I'm seeing a lot of people have a lot of healing happen as a result of the plant medicine. So, I'm gonna put this back up here. Yes. Woo. Yes, Ashley, David Lipscomb. Quirks, I'm hard on myself. That's another part of what happens when we're raised up in trauma and just being in this culture, you're just really hard on yourself. So I love that you're learning to be kind to yourself, Eileen. You've been doing the spiritual work, borderline personality disorder, PTSD with depression, anxiety that comes out as anger, and it's helping a lot. I love that. I love that, Bliss. Love, love, love. Um, yeah, I y'all are making me just realize like the spiritual work. I've always said this, people can go get therapy. I believe in people taking medication. I believe in people seeing therapists. And I believe in people doing other things like doing all we can. See, I love therapists because they understand how the mind works. And they have so many tools that they can give people. And so it's really good when people have that they get empowered to create shifts and changes in their lives. And then also taking responsibility by going out and, maybe I don't know. It's a lot of stuff we can do, but I do believe spiritual work is key. I really do. Same with my husband. I dealt with projecting abandonment issues in my relationship. And it's so good that you realize that because once we realize it, then we can begin to do something about it. Corrective experiences. I love that, Fallon. That's so amazing. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, thank you, Ashley. I'm glad too. Um, this has been hard in some regards, but then it's like, one of the things that I keep hearing in my mind for all my friends who are raised in the Christian church, weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. Y'all already know what song. I didn't conjure that song up in your head. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come back in the morning. That's how I feel right now. I may weep. I may feel like this cry right here, this thing that I have to release right here, this one might be the one that's gonna take me out. I'm like that. "Ooh." It's like I'm bent over and my face is all squished up and I'm crying. And I spend a lot of time alone. Craig's been helping to take care of his dad. So wailing here. Or another thing I've been doing, I've mentioned this before. I had one of the priestesses talk about the vagus nerve to the spiritual aspirants. One of my coaches taught me about when you want to get that vagus nerve activated to help you to feel safe and to, kick in that parasympathetic nervous system. And it's all about singing. I will blast the music up. Like I will turn on all this old time music because I know the lyrics. Very few songs do I know the lyrics. Okay. So let's just be clear. I don't know the lyrics to songs. I'm one of those black people that's like, no, 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 no. But I will sing the heck out of that chorus or yeah, that chorus. But anywho, but it's a few songs. I know the words, and I'm just singing them. I'm singing out loud, getting the vagus nerve activated. I'm telling y'all, it's like some deep healing work going on over here. Ah, I love that. Yes, PTSD is real. A lot of us have it, but have no idea. That's been me, Eileen. Mm. I love that, Sandy. Writing the book is therapeutic. Ooh, that is true, Eileen, about the dating. Yeah, abandonment issues is pretty common. Pretty common. Yes, all religions do have fanatics, not just Christianity. It's true. See, I knew I knew Fallon was gonna tell me. I knew it. I've seen fanatics in Ifa. It's annoying as all get out. Um, Ifa is notorious though for not telling people nothing. They're like, we ain't telling you nothing. You're gonna have to stick around for like years because we don't trust nobody. Which I understand that. I really do. The yogis, oh my God. I remember when I read something about the yogis. And I guess the fanaticism happens in different ways. So yeah. Yep. Buddhist fanatics, Muslims. Ooh. Wait a minute, Buddhist fanatics who kill Muslims? I didn't know that. I know I've heard of the Muslims treating folks badly. What country was that? I can't remember. One of my friends lived in a Muslim, it's like predominant nation with a lot of Muslims. I can't remember. I was like, oh my gosh. It's just humans, actually, y'all. Just humans. Yes. Oh, kirtan. 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 I agree, Fallon. It's about power. And yep, that's it, Ashley. Yeah, the religious piece is yeah. A lot of people are deciding they don't want a religion because it's not just one that's bad. But for me, the predominant, like where I get the most wounding is from other Christians. But I'm just at this point where I don't care. I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna die. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just how Scorpios are. We think about death a lot. That makes sense about people not being able to date folks who look like, oh, okay, yeah. Mhm. Yes. Yes. I'm kind of scanning through the comments because I'm trying to see. Oh, complex post-traumatic disorder. Okay, I'd never heard of that. So thank you for letting me know. Ah, rest well, Fallon. Thank you so much. Okay, and Fallon may have been gone for a long time ago. Okay, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety and took medication and finally decided to get off of it and work on not masking what I was feeling and getting to the root of my trauma. Yes, I love that. Ah, and you're off meds. I love that. I love that, Mystic Storm. Okay, plant meditation and plant medicine. She dealt with shamans and was one in her past life. I'm being led down that path along with the Orishas and taking it all in. Do that, Peg. Do that. Hey, April. Ashley. Yes. I agree. Congratulations, Mystic Storm. Ashley said, I'm proud of the courage that you're engaging in. It takes real guts and grit to do that. It does. Healing work it takes a lot of guts and grit. But it's so worth it. April's here. Ancestors communicate through songs. Oh my gosh, I love that, Fallon. They come to me before I wake, instructing me on what to do. I love that, Fallon. I love how the ancestors will do whatever they have to do to get to us. Beautiful, Peg. It's really beautiful watching y'all. Fallon finally went to bed. Let's see if she went to bed because I'm catching up on the comments. Let's see if Fallon really went to bed. Yes. And that's why I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I'm just gonna tell y'all, seriously, my work is bringing women into community. That's part of my work. I do see myself. I love being a coach. Also doing one-to-one work with women. I love the long-term work. Eileen tells y'all I work with her, so I can mention her. It's been like, I ain't gonna lie, like Eileen gave me a win that she had today, and I cried about it. I was so happy. Eileen doesn't know I cried until just right now, but it's like watching somebody, like the way we're thinking about how Mystic Storm made the decision to get to the root cause of her issues so that she could begin to live healthy and feel good. When we coach, we get to see it. We get a bird's eye view, and so I love that, and I love community. It's why I think our live streams are so amazing. Or like when y'all come into my circles, into my courses, it's the SAI. Oh my gosh, the SAI group that I've had this time. This is I freaking love this group of ladies. Wow. And it's my work. So just know, my point is it's important for us to come in circle and do this work together and to witness one another and to hold one another. There's nothing like it. That's one of the things I loved about initiation. And I used to tell sisters, really and truly take advantage of this time. It's a lot of women that would come in, they wouldn't take advantage of it, halfway do it because they're not committed to their spiritual healing. And I would think, you're missing out because we're showing up for you and you're going to miss it when it's gone. You know why I know? Because I missed it. I finished the initiation. Then I was like, we're not meeting every week and every month anymore. The last time I did SAI in 2020, the ladies were like, I don't want it to end. And I was like, actually, I don't want it to end. So that's what I love about what I'm doing now, working on creating regular times where we meet in circle and we hold space for one another. It is nothing like it. I've been doing it bit by bit with this company that I'm working with or getting this certification through. And I'm like, man, I went to Spelman College. I'm like, when I left Spelman, I've craved for women dominant environments where we are holding space for one another, where we're healing. And that's when I went through Sacred Feminine Mysteries. That has been like my second experience with being in a woman dominant environment that's focused on women and what we want to talk about, what we're dealing with. Um, and so now I'm starting to create that myself with you all. NLP is changing my life. I see my life, myself in the world different. Tyra truly is an oracle. You are so, so wonderful. I appreciate you, Eileen, for giving me the opportunity to even share in this way with you. Eileen has invested in herself heavily working with me. I really admire her. She's really this is called making sacrifices for real. Um, mhm. Uh, yes, bliss. I agree. Oh my gosh. Tonight, I didn't even think this was going to be a short live. I was like, I'm tired of saying that. It's probably not going to be a short live. Oh, thank you. Fallon wasn't gone at 9:18. Tyra reads my whole life. You go you go far if you work with others. And Fallon, are you ready for wealth? Ah. Yes. I love doing readings for Fallon. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Get some guidance with some exercises with Tyra, and man, you'll start seeing things shift. You know, I have just felt like I was in a little bit of a whirlwind. Like, I had to finish my NLP. Then when I came back from that, I had to finish up my inner circle. And what else have I been doing? I don't know. I'm in this certification. And but I've been saying I need to get these packages together so that I can start doing short term, if you want to work with me and get some NLP, some hypnosis, then I will be getting those in the next. What's happening now is there is a a Black dance festival that the nonprofit that I work for is hosting, and so it's just I can't launch anything in my business because that is requiring a lot of my attention and focus. Like next week, oh my goodness, Eileen, I'm leaving the house. I'm leaving the house, Eileen. I am going to go to the Black Dance Festival because I work for the Global Education Center. So I'll be there, several days next week. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes, I like that woman's space. I like that, Fallon. Eileen loves all the booze, all the booze and the bees. Yeah, I cut my grass earlier tonight and I was like pushing it underneath this big tree that's out. I don't know, this tree is like a wild tree that my neighbor let grow. And I started like trying to get up under this tree. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh my gosh, did I push my lawnmower over a bee? Like I didn't see a bee. Like, where did this bee come from? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, little bee. And, I thought it was just gonna lay there and like roll over. Next thing I know, I see this bee rise up. I'm like, oh, good. The bee can fly. That bee came straight up after me. I have an electric lawnmower because my yard is small. That bee had me running all kinds of way with that little electric lawnmower. I finally was like, I give up. I'm gone. That bee was pissed. So, look, talk about the beehive. I said, okay, bees, I see you. I'm so thankful for this time, sisters. Yes, I know that you all have seen major shifts in your life working with Tyra. Oh, thank you. Yes, the community in SAI is amazing. It is amazing. I love how all the SAI sisters show up on the live stream. It's like SAI all the time. The readings. Yeah, the readings, once you get caught up in astrology, man, all you have to do is have that one person light that light bulb. Ah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Eileen. Good, Ashley. Yeah, Ashley, you've been investing in yourself. Um I'm impressed with watching you and your growth and development. Yeah. Hold on. Eileen wrote it out right here. This was me and the bees. Yeah, imagine a 52-year-old Black woman pushing a lawnmower with a cord, because this is not battery operated. It's a cord. I'm trying to keep myself from running over the extension cord. The bee, I'm just like, I go down and then I come back. And I was like, wait a minute, these bees are like dive bombing me. These bees are pissed. I was like, "Do you have a net? What is going on underneath this tree that you acting like this with me? What did I do? Like I was cheering you on." Eileen just nailed it. Yes. I'm proud of you, Ashley. That was a very good investment. And let me tell you, I'll never forget when I had heard one of my coaches say the transformation is in the transaction. And I had already invested in myself when this person said that, but it hit me because I was like, "You know what? That's exactly what I have had." I remember, um, I remember buying this lady had this course, maybe like to help people who had a spiritual business, and she was gonna send you like 7 emails and give you tips on like how to work in your business. And I think I paid like $19 for that. I kept up with that first email. I have no idea what that lady told me. I didn't do nothing that lady said. But then I started investing more and more and more, um, into not only my business, I remember when I turned 50. So look, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I had a revelation about that today. So when I turned 50, that was when the country was shutting down. My birthday is March 11th, and the country started shutting down about, well, it was like slowly but surely shutting down at that point. So a lot of us born in 1970, we got robbed. That's what I had been saying. Like, I got robbed. This ain't right. All of us standing in our houses celebrating our 50th birthday. No one's there, you know. Some people got creative, and had nice little things happen for them at their 50th birthday. But for the most part, our birthdays were very uneventful for 50. And so one of the things I decided to do is to invest in, and y'all have heard me say this, Manifestation Babe Academy. Now, the cost of Manifestation Babe Academy now, that's not what I paid. I'm like, oh wow, this lady, whoa. And she know how to sell her stuff too, y'all. She know how to sell her stuff. And she uses a lot of everything that I'm talking about and some more. She got shaman, all kinds of stuff. She sells hers for like, is it 3,000? I think it's 3,000. I paid $999 for mine. Biggest investment I had ever made in myself ever. Well, I did pay for initiation. Um, my SAI initiation did not cost a lot of money because Ia was trying to figure it out. So it didn't cost a lot of money. The Orisha initiation did cost a lot of money, but it was like over time. So it wasn't like one lump sum that I had to pay. So I probably did, now that I think about it. I never thought about that. I did pay more than $999 to initiate, not $10,000, not even $5,000, maybe $2,000 to initiate. But it was like over time for different parts of our initiation. And so, but at that point, that was like a choice where it's all me, and I'm turning 50. My life is going in a new direction. And I was all in. Like $999 for some people is nothing. Like that would be no money to them. Just write the check. Like they might make that as a donation somewhere, right? But for me, that was a huge investment. And it was one that, like, my husband could have said, "What the hell?" But he didn't, because he was like, "Well, that's what you want for your birthday, fine." He gave me some money to put on it. He gave me 5 on it. But I told him, "I'm gonna pay for this initiation." And but I was all into that initiation. It has made all the difference. That initiation has made all, well, it was really a program. It's not an initiation, but I call it an initiation because that's what it felt like to me. And so when you invest in yourself like that, you will show up. You will show up. The transformation is in the transaction. $50, maybe. Maybe. I take every investment. If somebody makes something and I feel attracted to it, it will get looked at. If I pay my money for it, it's going to get used, because I know that people are so gifted and so talented, and they have taken the time to create whatever that is. It's good. A lot of us are missing out, you know. Um buying stuff but not using it, and people actually want to spend more money than not. They don't value stuff that's cheap, to be honest with you. So I'm really proud of everyone who's been taking this time to do this. Next to this, like number 12. What am I missing? The astrology is like a cheat code about you. It is. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you. The inner circle is gonna sorta come back, but it's gonna come back in the form of circles that you're not committed to month after month after month. It'll be more of like a short-term gathering. But the best thing to do right now would be to, invest in my, retreat to reset, my monthly new moon mini retreats. Those are fire. Those are fire. Yeah, Sandy, oh my gosh. You would have been running, you would have never see, I tried to hang back there. I was like, "Oh, they just gonna," they like would bees, they gonna just, like, go away. Oh, no. These would-be's, they were like, "You know what? You messed up, AA Ron. You done messed up." Ah, Felicia, I'm glad to hear that. They did give me a workout. It was one that was really after me. It was 2 of them that flew up, but the one that kinda came up and was looking like it was rolling over, I'm like, "Did I lawnmower you? What did we do?" I had it set up on, like, I think I had it set up on 4. I'm like, "It's not even high. It's not even low." I really enjoy this group. The energy is awesome, and meeting Tyra has shifted my thinking and focus. Ah, thank you. Ah, thank you, Ashley. She said I got the sauce. Yeah, remember that song? I got 5 on it. Yes, when you have a vested interest, you're more likely to show up and do the work. All of your programs and packages are worth the investment. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love it when people do that because I get on and start talking and totally forget to ask people to give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate you, Nexodus. Okay. I was about to say, have I talked to midnight? Because I don't even know what time I got on. Oh, okay. An hour and 30 minutes. I guess 90 minutes is when I started looking like, okay, what am I doing? Like, okay, how long have we been on here? Last night, I think I didn't even notice the time, or it was the one where we were talking about hormones and stuff like that. Um, Let me see if there's anything else. So yeah, this is my transformation. This is my transformation. Libra spirit actually found me, and then I found her. She started following me on Instagram, and I think what I do is I will see, is the person, like, do they have a public account, and then I'll follow them back if they look like they're a real human, and that's what matters to me. Most men, they get blocked because I'm like, "Why are you following me? Clearly, I'm talking to the goddesses. Why are you here? You're not getting ready to mooch on the women on my page." Um, so anywho, I saw that she was a VA. I was like, oh, okay, a black VA. This is cool. Like, okay." And then I looked at her page and it was something about, like, I don't know, it was something sort of like astrological. And then she was like, "Nah, just like, it was like she made light of it." And I was like, "Wait a minute. I think that she is a little bit woo woo, you know?" And I was like, Tell me about your VA services. I'm drowning over here. I'm drowning." So I need to post I have a all about the maiden goddess. Um, I guess you could call it a workbook it's from my all about the maiden goddess and Oshun course that I need to put somewhere where y'all can get it if you want it. The SAI ladies, y'all have the full book though. It's in your SAI, where it's in your portal for SAI. But um, that thing is fire. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna show y'all what April. Let me show y'all the magic. I call her. She's not a VA. Okay, she is a VA. She's more than a VA. I call her April the super VA. If you know anybody who needs I don't know, StreamYard doesn't like me pulling stuff up. Couldn't scare her Christian clients. I love it. Ah, a real person, I do the same thing. They have to, yes, they have to have content, Felicia, and it has to be more than something that looks spammy. But I men know they're gonna get blocked. and they better not send me a private message. Y'all look at this. And we do give credit to the artist if anybody knows the artist, because I was like, I don't want the artist to come get me. Um, I'll have to put this in my website somewhere. But yeah, I would never come up with this. I mean, yeah, I came up with that. Like that's my font. I love that font right there. Um, I created, the content that's in there, but April took it to the next level. Like, uh, I don't know. Did you put those pictures in there? Because when I looked, I was like, I don't remember these pictures. I think April put these pictures in here. Yeah, she definitely put these in there. Like she formatted it differently. She used this. That's a nice font. I like that font, April. And look at this colors. I had the words. This goddess put little circle colors in there. I'm like, this is fire. I said, Oshun rules chakra 2. And look at what she did. She put a picture of the chakras in there. You can't tell me this is a regular VA. She's the first VA I ever worked with. You can't tell me she's a regular VA. I call her April the VA plus. She put that in there. Like this book did not look like this. Look at that. She got a nice little lady right there. Look at that. You can't tell me that ain't Oshun, but I didn't put that in there. She did that. And this is the beauty of collaboration, baby. I mean, I'm paying her, don't get me wrong, but still, this is called collaboration. Sometimes you got to pay people to collaborate with them, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing because when people operate from their giftedness, man, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, there I am. Oh my gosh, see Pierre Jean Louis. All right, Bernadette Baginka. Okay, we got some Afro people doing this. All right. You can't tell me Pierre Jean Louis ain't from Haiti. He might not be from Haiti. I don't know. That was the first thing that went through my mind. Y'all give it up for April. Give it up for April. Oh my gosh. So I'll let y'all know when I get that uploaded onto my website, or maybe April. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I call April like, April, this is my idea. Can you help me come up with something creative? That's why I'm like, she's not the normal VA. This is an amazing VA. Okay. Y'all don't be sleeping on the earth signs because she got a lot of Capricorn too. So yay. Yes. Look at her. She says, I love to create. So this was so fun. This was so fun. So one other thing that I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do this tomorrow, is Nick of the Dark Pixie Astrology has this workbook, I guess you could call it, where we get to talk about like understanding your sun, SUN. And so I'm gonna have to make sure I get that to y'all. And we can have a discussion about it or something. Cause I got it in her newsletter and I was like, girl, where can I tell people to go get this? This is amazing. This is amazing. So she gave me a link for that too. I'm telling y'all, this is amazing. This internet, all that kind of good stuff. And I just want to reiterate that it's very important that everybody make sure they show up at the table with whatever it is they want to offer. Okay. Not everybody is destined to do spiritual work or whatever, but for those of you who do want to do this, or the other thing I'll say is creative work. Sandy's talking about writing a book. We all need to do it. We need to just do the dang thing. All right. Yes, Ashley, that Capricorn energy. People don't understand. Capricorns are very creative. They can be about that business. They can be like taskmasters. And you can't tell me that the Wicked Witch of the West wasn't Capricorn gone wrong, okay? Capricorn gone wrong. She was relentless. That's what most people see Capricorn as. But most Capricorns I know are very earthy. They like natural stuff and they're very creative. My niece is a Capricorn. Mm-mm-mm. Look at April. Already she's pitching to me what my next um endeavor is gonna be, an SAI book. We have a meeting every week and all I gotta do is just put a little bit out. She's like, "Yeah, this is what we can do for that." It's like working, I don't know. It's not like working with a VA that I thought it would be. Actually, there was this other VA I was working with. She was more of a coach. She didn't actually help me do anything, hands-on in my business. Her name is Rebecca. Man, Rebecca's creative too. It's amazing. People who can be very systematized, they are very creative. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay, Ashley, don't go egging her on. Look at her. Excerpts from SAI members. This is one of the most creative people I know. All you got to do is just give her idea. She's like, I see her like you see creative people talking about the movie or some stage production. And you just say a little bit, and April will be like, "Yes, this is what we're gonna do," and it's like, man, sold out. They do. I think too when you plan, it just leaves space to be creative. When you're not planning stuff, you want me to tell you what, baby, we scattered. We running to and fro. We were running to and fro trying to pull stuff together. You can make an entire package and put the SAI book in it. The webinars can supplement that package. So we just get ready to have an SAI planning meeting right here. Mm, different volumes per group. I'm gonna have to make sure I bookmark this one so I can come back and get all these ideas. This is freaking amazing. I didn't even think about this. And I have some other stuff that I plan on doing for SAI that this group has helped me to realize. Like, I need to change the yoga pictures and stuff. That was not aspirational. I want to just do the upper part of the sun salutation. Color coded. We need to put this inside of Mighty Networks. Felicia, everybody's coming up with these amazing ideas. I freaking love that. Yes. Okay. And I had said I'm not running SAI anytime soon because I need to get this one. I need to like debrief and add some stuff to it. I need to add some. Who read the book? And maybe some of y'all here have read this book. Which one did I tell y'all? Of Water and Spirit? Is that the one we've been reading? Of Water and Spirit by Elder Maladoma Somé? Yes, you do, Ashley. Y'all got the sauce. Okay. Yeah, that book, even though it's written by a man, well, it has us reading books by men all the time. I do want to highlight texts by women, like Women Who Run with the Wolves, I think would be a good one. But I really did like that one. I've been listening to the other one. I'm not as into it. I'm going to start again. But that one I really did love, Of Water and Spirit. And it was such a good book for, I can't remember why now. I just remember reading it. It wasn't the ancestors, just more about initiation is how I see it. And just the blessing of initiation. Initiation is important. So maybe I need to poll y'all and find, what did y'all think about that book? What did you take away from it? Because I found it to be fascinating. Okay, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go on ahead and get off. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, we need to talk about that book now that I see how many of y'all have finished it. So I'm gonna get off because I don't think I've done my mindfulness practice yet. So I'm gonna do that. Ah, that's it, Felicia. That's it. That's how I live quite a bit. You can put in recommended readings inside the book, specific books for each topic. Yes, Ashley. I just love how y'all just got me all set now. I'm good. I don't have any questions. SAI book. And it's actually sort of interesting. I don't think I told April this. And I'm pretty no, maybe I did mention it to the SAI ladies, but maybe once because I realized it's not happening. But I had said I don't want individual modules anymore. I want one. Well, I do. We will have the individual modules, but in terms of like all the handouts, I want one thing. I want there to be one book. Um, yeah, so maybe y'all heard me. Again, I'm in the midst of initiation. Here we go. All right. Love you all so much. I appreciate y'all. And y'all know I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Y'all already know. I'm putting on my headset, Sandy, so I can hear the music. Is it playing or not? Is it not playing? I don't hear the music. Why is it not playing? Anyway, see, that's why I love these headsets. G said, put the headsets on, Tyra. I said, okay, G. I have the headsets on, but I don't hear any music. Anywho, thank y'all so much for being here. Love y'all. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Y'all know I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. All right. Take care. Peace and love.